Okay, Grandpa. I'm going to apply this lotion to your legs. I hope you're ready.
Why the fuck you waking me up from my beauty nap?
Well, that's because you didn't fill out that application to Cedar Oak. Unfortunately, you're forced to be here with me. I have to take care of your sorry ass.
Alright, just rub down there in the legs a little bit. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm with you, Grandpa.
You know, I was just thinking about a game I used to play when I was a little boy.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was there.
Oh, the game was so much fun, too. I was an old man in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
With a fucking jet engine tied to it. That shit was awesome. I used to fucking drive at like 300 miles per hour in that fucking game. There was like a dad and like his kid, and you could like kill the kid. It was pretty funny.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't think there's ever been a game like that.
Well, you can kill the kid on the back of the bike.
Tell me more about this game, Grandpa.
It was fucking hilarious. Ah!
Oh, I accidentally touched your dick. Sorry, Grandpa.
Don't fucking reach too far down there, you idiot. You just grabbed my fucking cock. You just grabbed my fucking gizzard. Don't grab down there no more. And as I was saying, this game was real fun, but it was free to play. It was open to the public.
Are you sure that a game like this exists? What would it even be called? Allow me to take you all back to a time when brand new video games were treated as treasures, just barely out of arm's reach of the player, who is hopeful that they can experience even just a smidgen of a game that was next-gen, advanced in all ways graphically, and most important of all, fun. However, video games, at least when I was a kid, were pretty expensive. They still are, to an extent, so I mostly resorted to online flash games to pass the time. When I was in computer class in the 7th grade, I mostly kept my mind on schoolwork. Whenever I was caught up, I'd try to find free games to play online, when I blindly discovered something that my adolescent self was not prepared for. The greatest flash game to ever exist, Happy Wheels. This was a huge flash game available only on the website known as TotalJerkface.com, created by Jim Bonacci. I hope I'm saying that right. When I say huge, I mean fucking huge. It was made even more popular when famous YouTubers like Tobuscus and Pewdiepie played this fun and grotesque apparatus. If you're about 25 by now, I'm sure you've heard of this game. I'm sure you've played it 1,000 fucking times like I used to during my childhood. What's insane to me is the fact that the game is even available after all this time, especially with Flash Player disappearing from the internet. Thankfully, according to the updates that Jim has posted directly on the site, the game has been updated to JavaScript, allowing it to run at a much higher frame rate as well. What a strange case. If you would have asked me 4 years ago if I still played Happy Wheels, I probably would have laughed. It's no surprise that this game blew up when it was first introduced. The amount of gore, the silly characters, the fact that if your level was considered good enough, you'd be allowed to have it on the featured list? My god, this game was fucking massive for its time. When I was in school, teachers actually started to pick up more and more on kids playing Happy Wheels. I remember they would hold meetings to restrict the games we play in the computer lab, and that game was one of them. The other students and myself sat with worry and fear, afraid that one of the greatest pastimes was going to go away forever, until by some god-given miracle, Jim himself updated the game's options, introducing a gore option. This could allow us kids to turn the blood and gore off, and therefore it was considered okay for us to play it again. So huge thanks to Jim for that. Sadly, like all amazing monumental structures in life, they have to fall eventually. I'm highly aware that there are still a lot of people playing Happy Wheels, there's no doubt in my mind. But the creativity and the days of spending hours editing a level that isn't just a rope swing or a bottle throw are all gone. I remember looking up to a lot of these bigger names in the featured level lists, which inspired me to actually design my own levels. People like Sachamun, who has had a lot of levels on the featured list, are probably long gone by now, and hopefully on to better things. Supposedly, from what I've read, there is a Happy Wheels sequel coming. Whether this is still recent or old, I have no idea, but the concept of a sequel to Happy Wheels does sound plausible. However, It's hard to compete in today's market. If there is a sequel to Happy Wheels, will it be better than the first? Will it introduce new level editing mechanics and new characters? Will it be just as entertaining as the first game was years ago? Unfortunately, I don't think there's a huge drive for a sequel to this game. I haven't heard about Happy Wheels since I turned 17 and watched a video of Markiplier playing it in more recent times. There's no denying the charm and attention that it got though, because Happy Wheels deserves an award. Honestly. A physical golden award for not only breaking the internet for the longest time, but also being one of the most played indie games of all time. As I stated, there isn't really a plot to Happy Wheels. You get to select between a variety of characters, including fucking Santa Claus.
Oh, shit.
And then the goal is simple, finish the level and reach the flag to complete it. Some levels range from tough obstacle courses to more relaxed and precise rope swings. Sometimes the game's community shined with excellence in their level designs, but for the most part, a lot of others continued to fail by making levels that weren't inspired and felt lazy, with repeats and clones of the same fucking idea and concept thrown into one. It's like dropping a Snickers bar into a toilet full of shit logs, so you have to dig through them to grab the Snickers. And even then, once you find it, you don't want it anymore. Jim swears in the blog posts that this game is still very much alive and well, and I do believe him considering the amount of user-created levels being made every day. Granted, most of these levels all play the same though, and don't offer much for gameplay, so I decided to go back a bit more with the featured levels. Some of them you may recognize. Now, before I get ass-blasted backwards in the comments, I can say that I too have made some shitty levels on Happy Wheels. Funny enough, I typed in my old username and found the levels that I created in middle school all the way back in 2012. The game inspired me a lot to pay better attention to detail artistically, and it's just great that I happened to make that comparison. Happy Wheels, to a lot of people, really is an art. Oh man, look at that bow! I made that? Look at that fucking detail! Solid level. That one was pretty good. Oh! Wow, how did that not kill me? Man, my levels were hard. No wonder nobody played them that much. Dead Factory. Whoa, look at the design on this. This is so cool. Ah! Oh god, I thought that was good. Well, that killed me. Every level represents some form of professionalism from the artist, offering different situations to put the player through with all types of artistic approaches and surreal detailing. I just find it hard to believe these levels were made by a human fucking being, but the truth is they were, and those human beings deserve just as much credit as Jim does for giving us such an unforgettable experience in the side-scrolling internet teenhood phase we all wish we never had. Now that I've given you all of the information I can about the game, allow me to explain a little more about how I felt. The game's biggest selling point, shockingly enough, was the violence inside. Crushing the NPCs or flinging the little kid off of the back of the bike was like skipping rope to us. We enjoyed putting these two-dimensional beings through hell. But what if they were three-dimensional? This question was asked by a company known as Hackjack, who created the idea of Guts and Glory, a three-dimensional poor man's version of Happy Wheels. I'm not going to discuss that game too much, but I'll go ahead and offer some thoughts. Guts and Glory was the exact same premise as Happy Wheels, but in 3D. It's not really a good game by any means, and it doesn't offer the same amount of satisfaction you'd feel when playing Jim's game. The controls were fucking horrible and slippery, like an octopus trying to grab your dick and balls from the toilet late at night. It didn't look too good either, with wonky camera controls and shitty stereotyped characters. It wasn't all that good or funny to me, and I think it falls flat on its face when in comparison to Happy Wheels. If there is a sequel coming, I honestly hope they ditch the idea of turning it three-dimensional. I feel like this would not only cause harm to the game's legacy as a whole, but it just wouldn't feel right. Happy Wheels is meant to be a side-scroller in my opinion, and I don't see how it could work in any other way. I suppose if they went the Trials route, that probably wouldn't be too bad, but if it's anything like Guts and Glory, we're fucked. And how can I make a video about this game without of course mentioning the fact that I used to upload tutorials for how to create a total jerkface account. Yes, the website was so buggy at one point that users often gave Happy Wheels a shitty rating due to the fact that they couldn't even create an account on the website. Certain people were allowed to, and then most of the time others weren't. I never understood it, to be honest. A lot of these people were like complaining in the comments saying like, no, it's not working, literally just a tutorial. Oh my god, 70 dislikes. Man, people were not happy with me that I was able to figure out how to create an account. Jesus Christ, and I was trying to help. Aw, fuck me. You remember this stupid little shit? Headache puppy. God, what a fucking joke. This was another network error that occurred a lot when we were teens or kids, and it frustrated the shit out of me seeing that cute little dog mocking the desperate players. Ugh, go the fuck away, you damn dog. Let me play the game. As I was saying, I uploaded a video when I was younger which offered a tutorial for creating an account on the website. This video alone spiked up to 17,000 views, and that should be a clear indication as to how large this game's impact was. I should also give credit where credit is due. This wasn't Jim Bonacci's first game. Divine Intervention was another action side-scroller where the player is in the shoes of a badass priest, who kills demonized kids and sends hell back to, itself. Not nearly as popular as Happy Wheels was, but I felt it should be recognized. Jim has always shined in his expertise with making the player feel uneasy whilst having fun at the same time. Happy Wheels, regardless, is a legendary game with such a simple idea that it was insane to me, and it still is insane that it blew up so well. So I guess now the question is, how do I feel about it today? Well, it's no secret that this game isn't going to be vanishing or anything like that. I know the title of this is a bit misleading, but let's be honest, when's the last time anyone truly sat down and made a level worth playing in Happy Wheels? Half the time, you'll get rope swings, don't move levels, bottle throw challenge. It just sucks that people aren't as creative with the platform today. Even I am attempting to make a decent Happy Wheels level, but only for the sake of a joke, just to see how much I can do with what little I remember. I gotta say, even though I don't have any intention of playing Happy Wheels consecutively, it was pretty fun returning to it after all these years. I'm hopeful that the sequel will introduce some new ideas while improving on the originals and adding some more depth to the game's overall customization and design. I can't say it should be free to play, since I wouldn't blame Jim for wanting some actual legal tender for this work, as he rightfully deserves it. However, we also can't always trust that a game will be good until we've experienced it firsthand, so I'll leave that thought up in the air. Happy Wheels was my favorite mess of a side-scroller, and I enjoyed the years I spent growing up in its wake. I was one of the lucky few who got to see the game's popularity and engage in every lunchtime discussion about our favorite characters and levels at its peak. I have to give my personal thanks to Jim Bonacci and his fellow co-developers for their hard work and determination to the project. They fought fucking hard to stay on top, and it lasted a long time. Thanks to them, I would have never discovered Toby Turner or Pewdiepie or Markiplier or fucking anyone for that matter. It's crazy that the game is still loved today. Well, what more can I say? Don't be a total jerkface. Go play Happy Wheels for a few minutes. Fuck around with the classic levels we've known and loved for years. And reminisce like me for a game that got me through middle school. Probably not in the best way, but it still got me through it. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our channel, and thanks for checking out this video. Leave a like, comment, and since we're on the subject, enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching the content, folks.